Welcome all to Goodrich Ballpark, the site of today's NCAC doubleheader action between your Wabash College Little Giants and the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops. One of my favorite conference team names, I have to admit, but getting ready to get started here as coaches are exchanging lineup cards of the umpires behind home plate. I'm going to give it over to my partner, Sam Mattingly, today. Brock Hammond with you today. He's going to get through the lineups and should be pretty close to game time after that. Sam?
All right, so Ohio Wesleyan will start off with their shortstop, Justin Dages. Batting second, they will have Michael Blatchford, the center fielder. Batting third, the catcher, Aaron Caputo. And Caputo is a dangerous hitter. We saw him last year, and he tore us up. So he will definitely be a guy to watch out for here for Ohio Wesleyan. Batting fourth, their right fielder, C.J. Tocino. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Colin Stoley. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Tyler Flaherty. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Devin Van Winkle. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Aaron Strasbaugh. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Mitchell Johnson. Now for the Little Giants. Batting first and playing right field will be Sean Roginski. Batting second, the DH, Jared Wolf. Batting third, the first baseman, David Oliger. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Cole Harlicker. Batting fifth, the third baseman, KJ Zelenica. Batting sixth, the catcher, Andrew Roginski. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Tyler Downing. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Taylor Cantor. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Eric Chavez. I will turn it back over to Brock now for your starting pitchers.
Yep. So on the mound today for the Battling Bishops, we have left-hander Trevor Ray. Trevor's a sophomore. 7.82 ERA and 5 appearances, 1 game started. So looks like the whole starting gig is a little bit new to Trevor. Not exactly sure the story behind that. Typically you'd see, teams number 1 or something like that, but I don't know what the Battling Bishops schedule was, so I don't know why their pitching rotation seems to be relatively off. However, for the Little Giants, number 16, Jensen Kirch will be on the mound. Jensen had an outstanding performance last time we were playing here at Goodrich Ballpark against Robert Morris of Springfield. Jensen comes into today with a 1.53 ERA, 5 games started. 2 of those games were complete games, 35 innings pitched, only 4 walks and 34 strikeouts. So obviously this is the guy that Wabash wants to give the ball in game 1 of this very important conference series.
For sure. Kirch has looked really solid out there. He's picked up the slack with the pitching this year for the Little Giants. Losing 2 years ago, we lost J.T. Miller and Ross Hendrickson and Holm. So, losing those 3 guys hurt. And then last year, you saw it with our pitching. We had Josh Piercy, unfortunately, not back out this year. But, Kirch stepping in there to take a big spot, and, he's paid off well for Corey Stevens.
Absolutely. All right, finally the conference behind the plate is finished. I was starting to doubt whether or not it would ever finish.
Yeah, that one took a while.
Oh yeah, that was the case of the Robert Morris of Springfield games too. That it seemed like they were going over the ground rules for 20 minutes before the action got started. But now that the conference has ended, looks like we are about to start. Umpires today behind home plate, we have Joe Kimbrew, and first base is Tony Monteleone. So a few things that stand out, at least to me, from this Ohio Wesleyan lineup. There are some familiar names. I know I've definitely recognized quite a few. Just kind of doing this whole announcing thing for a couple of years, some of these names. Justin Dagas. 7 doubles on the year, slugging over 620. Going to obviously be a threat.
And 18 RBIs from their leadoff hitter. He has the most RBIs on their team.
6 for 8 on stolen base attempts. So obviously he's a big threat there at the top of the lineup and playing shortstop. But looks like we're about ready to do the national anthem. So we'll get quiet and let the national anthem play out. Welcome back to Goodrich Ballpark. So national anthem has just been completed. Going to go down the lineups real quick right before the game starts. Got a few extra minutes as the Wabash lineups will get called out. We've already announced those, so I'll go through them. As we take the field, we got Sean Rodzinski in right field. Sean's a freshman hitting leadoff. He's done a pretty great job this year as far as stepping in as a transfer student to come in and hit leadoff and start in the outfield. Jared Wolf hitting second, the DH. Definitely had a strong bat, slugging .490 right now. A couple of extra base hits to his credit on the year. Hitting third is the sort of the senior anchor in this lineup, David Oliger. David's actually going very, very close. I'm not sure on the exact numbers. I think I'll be able to find him, but very close to the all-time doubles record for Wabash College, single season and career. So that'll be something to look out for as David continues his senior season. Hitting fourth is Cole Harlicker. Cole's been playing second base, hitting .333 on the year. On base percentage .390. So gets on base at a pretty high clip. Kid Jensen Kirsch out there taking his warm-up pitches now. After Cole Harlicker is KJ Zelenica at third base. KJ, the other senior in the lineup, struggling a little bit at the plate thus far, but I know just in that Robert Morris series a few weekends ago, he was a wizard out there with the glove. So that was good to see. But as we take down the last pitch, we can get through the rest of the lineups later. But first pitch of action for Saturday Game 1 doubleheader.
Battling Bishops is the shortstop, number 2, Justin Davis.
Justin Davis about to take his first at-bat. About to see the first pitches of the game from Jensen Kirch. All right. We got the signal from home plate umpire Joe Kimbrew, and the first pitch is on the way. And that's in there. Set up a strike on the outside corner there. Quick 0-1 count. And the 0-1. Ooh, a little bit surprising myself. That seemed like it was a little bit off the plate there, but strike called nonetheless. And the 0-2 from Jensen. And that'll definitely be outside. So gradually moving out. And boy, we've got a windy one here today. Goodrich Ballpark. Definitely not what you would want on April 2nd, but it's what we've got. And Davis sending out the right field, and that's going to drop in. Sean Rodzinski definitely had a little trouble with that ball. Wind just, like I said, wind is howling out right now. Blowing straight out to right center field, and that ball definitely just got in the wind and just kept going. Sean Rodzinski, you could tell he was coming in on the ball, towards the line, trying to make a play, and that ball ended up well over his shoulder. A rough and misfortunate start for the Little Giants. Runner on second with nobody gone on a ball that on any other day been an easy out. So stepping in now is Michael Blatchford. He's a sophomore, hits from the left-hand side, as you can see, because we are on a TV broadcast today. Michael watches strike one. And that's back fouled into the net. No, Jensen Kirch doing a really good job so far of throwing strikes and getting ahead of guys. Can't ask for a much better start out of, the first 1.5 batters or so. And typical 0-2, not what he was looking for. And the 1-2 swung on, and that's driven up the middle for a single. It was a good piece of hitting right there. And Tyler Downing's going to bobble the ball a little bit, but the run was going to come in and score regardless of that. But definitely not a great look right now for the Wabash defense. A little sloppy right now. Downing bobbled the ball, trying to get it in, and once he did get it in, the
catcher number 3, Aaron
cutoff man
Caputo.
couldn't quite handle it either. So after that single, battling Bishop to move up 1, put a guy on first base. They'll bring up Aaron Caputo, senior, hitting .391 on the year. 3 doubles and a home run. 3 doubles and 2 home runs to his credit so far as Blatchford takes second base. So this does not have the makings of a great day so far here at the ballpark. Still very early, though. A 1 count. Still looking for that first out. Caputo swings and fouls one down the right field line. 1-2 count. Still nobody away. Runner on second. Battling Bishops with an early 0-1 lead on the Little Giants of Wabash. Good 1-2, and the guy runners on the move. Throw down from Rodzinski. You're not going to be in time. Credit Blatchford with taking advantage of the situation. Probably a wild pitch, but I will not say definitively because I do not know the exact scoring. Two after the wild pitch. Come in, and that's swung on and lifted to left field. And that'll fall in for another base hit. Arguably another catchable ball, too. Taylor Cantor looks like he slipped or something out there. Just couldn't quite get to the ball in time. Ball dropped in front of him. That'll bring another run in and put another runner on base for the Battling Bishops. Senior C.J. Tocino coming up to the plate now. C.J. hitting .400 on the year. Slugging .511. On base percentage .481. Definitely you got a dangerous lineup right now with the Battling Bishops. Ohio Wesleyan really knows how to hit the ball. 9-3 record. Always a threat in the NCAC. Quick 1-0 count from Kirch. And that'll be a single. C.J. Tocino found the hole between K.J. Zelenica and Eric Chavez over there at 5-6 hole. It's never a great feeling when you watch your number 1 hitter get pegged for something crooked in the first inning without an out even being made yet.
Second baseman, number 11, Colin Stolley.
Colin Stolley coming up to the plate now. Another hitter in the Battling Bishop lineup coming into the day with over .400 batting average. First pitch from Jensen's showing bunt. Looks like he fouled it off. Might have heard on the ambient noise the no jabs from the bench coach coming on the Ohio Wesleyan dugout. Stolley's definitely up there. If he was trying to bunt, did not look like a good well-executed bunt. He shows bunt again, but pulls back. Count will move to 1-1. Still nobody gone here at Goodrich Ballpark on this April 2nd, Saturday afternoon. One count, nobody gone. Showing bunt, and that'll be, yeah, like I said before, sort of jabbed at. Looks like Stolley was just trying to get it down that third base line. Definitely a good spot to try and put it if you're trying to bunt for a hit. So 1-2 count, and Stolley's still going to show the bunt and pull back. Throw down to second for Major Rodzinski, trying to get that runner leaning on second, but he returns in time. Two count, nobody gone. Showing bunt, and he does get it down right to the pitcher Jensen Kirch, and he throws over to first base. And a quick step on the bag from Cole Harlicker. And that'll be out number 1. Runners do move up, though. So at a cost, 2 runners in scoring position with
The third
no
baseman,
force out
number
at the
4,
plate or
Tyler
anything like that.
Flaherty.
So really a ball in play, looks to score a run. Senior third baseman Tyler Flaherty coming to the plate. Another battling Bishop with a over 400 batting average coming into the day. He watches ball number 1 from Jensen. And that'll be a wild pitch, maybe a pass ball. It looked like that was going to be in the catcher's Andrew Regency's glove, but just couldn't quite hold on to it. The ball went to the backstop. Runner came in, and that'll move the score to 3-0. The Little Giants look like they're bringing the middle infield in, so they're going to play everyone on the edge of the grass, trying to keep this runner from scoring, trying to stop the bleeding here in the early goings. 1-1 count, 1 out, and that ball swung and fouled off to the right side, up and out of play. So Jensen Kirch moves ahead, sitting 1-2 now with 1 away. And that ball is going to get probably another pass ball from Regency. The ball just not hard balls, just hitting him in the glove and not staying in. Okay, the home plate umpire is showing 3-2. Joe Kimbrew. Maybe not the 1-2 that's on the scoreboard currently. And that ball is swung and lifted high on the infield grass, and David Oliver's going to camp under it, fight the wind the whole way, but he'll make out number 2, an F3. That'll bring up the 7th batter of the inning, first baseman number 25, Devin Van Winkle.
The 25, first baseman Devin Van Winkle.
Devin's a junior. Hitting .324 on the year. Played and started in 9 games. Has taken the majority of the first base duties for the battling Bishops. They've played 12 games so far, and Van Winkle's been in 9 of them. And he'll swing and drive this ball to center field, and Downing's going to have to give chase. And it'll end up being Sean Ruginski who makes the catch all the way out there and deep right center field. That ball just kept carrying and kept carrying. So after the first half inning, battling Bishops 4, Little Giants 2. Or, I'm sorry, I'm way off there. I don't know what I'm talking about.
4 hits and no Wabash errors.
It is OWU 3, Little Giants 0. We'll come back for the bottom of the first. This is WNDY. Welcome back to Goodrich Ballpark. About ready to start the bottom of the first inning. Battling Bishops put up a crooked number in the top of the first. I believe the score is 3. Yep, the scoreboard just changed. The scoreboard was incorrect for just a little bit of time. It did say 2-0, but it, in fact, is 3-0. Battling Bishops send out left-hander Trevor Ray. Trevor's a sophomore with a 7.82 ERA, so hopefully the Little Giants can take advantage of what seems to be a slightly shaky year so far for the young sophomore and answer back with a few runs of their own. 3 runs is obviously not a huge deficit, but, you know, it's never It's never fun to go down 3 runs in the top of the first on a day like today. Cold, wind blowing. Little Giants running up a relatively young lineup. Those not really many seniors or juniors on the team. Lots of freshmen, lots of sophomores. John Rodzinski, a transfer freshman, so it's first semester on campus coming from Earlham College
Leading off
in
for
Richmond,
Wabash in the
Indiana.
bottom of the first, the right fielder, number 28, Sean Rodzinski.
Sean's having a pretty solid year right now. It's hitting 278, but not a whole lot of extra base hits. He's got 1 double, but in your leadoff hitter, he just wanted to get on base. Doesn't matter how necessarily. And he'll wait for the first pitches from Ray. And Rodzinski shows bunt, but looks like pitch was a little bit high. Got on top of it a little bit and found it straight back. And the 0-1 from Ray. That'll be in there for a call to strike. Might classify Ray as one of the crafty left-handers. Doesn't have a whole lot of velocity on his stuff, but looks like he's going to be able to locate and find strikes. Rodzinski fouls yet another pitch off, moving the count to 0-2, or keeping the count at 0-2 rather. And the pitch from Ray, the breaker's turned on, sent out to left field. That wind's going to knock it down, though. Left fielder gives chase, but cannot come up with it. And Rodzinski's going to be in there for a single. Yeah, any fly balls to left field are going to get knocked down today, I think, with the wind blowing straight out to right center the way it is. Wabash's best bet is to try and send something out to right field and get it up in that jet stream out there.
Designated hitter, number 55, Jared Wolf.
Today would probably be a good day to start hitting the wrestling center, which we should probably not do, but man, that would be awesome if we could see a home run that went that far. Jared Wolf coming to the plate. Jared, another freshman, hitting .392 on the year. Slugging .490. So this Wabash squad definitely has the bats, definitely has some offense that they can draw on. They can definitely make up this deficit. As Sean Rodzinski takes second base on the pass ball. Aaron Caputo behind the plate for the Battling Bishops. Definitely looked like he should have had that ball, but I don't know. Maybe there's something going on with the catchers today. Ball's not staying in mitts. Here comes the 0-2 from Ray, lefty on lefty, and that was a good breaking ball. Sorry, the scoreboard was incorrect. Now it is 1-2. So Wolf swings and misses on a pretty slow, but not terrible breaking ball. Got him again. There it is, strike 3. So Trevor Ray definitely 100% into the category of crafty lefty. Senior David Oliger coming to the plate now. And I imagine if Oliger sees a fastball in this first pitch, he's going to be swinging away. There are very few things that Oliger likes to do more than swing at the first pitch or the second pitch that he sees. And he's the first one from Ray. And that's upstairs, and Oliger will watch. So one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Little Giants trail 3-0. Saturday afternoon, game 1 of this 4-game set. Trevor Ray thinks about throwing it over to second to get Sean Rodzinski, but doesn't actually throw, but does step off. David Oliger waiting for the pitch, and Ray will jump off. Still no throw. I don't know that down 3 runs, Sean Rodzinski is really trying to push the limits on this lead. But I have been wrong in the past. Here's the pitch to Oliger, and that's going to be upstairs again, maybe a little inside too. So he'll watch. 2-0 on Oliger. Definitely not the guy you want to fall behind, as he is the real anchor in this lineup. And Ray will use that little backdoor curveball to get Oliger on strike number 1. That'll move the count to 2-1. Runner at second. Little Giants looking up to make up that deficit. And Ray's going to actually turn and throw to second. But Sean Rodzinski in easy. Two and one away. Oliger awaits the pitch from Ray. And another little breaking ball. That's definitely going to be way upstairs, and Oliger will watch. Has not really seen anything to hit, so Ray must have been delivered some type of scouting report, because he's not giving Oliger anything right now. Cole Harlecker stands on deck. And here's the 3-1. And that's going to be low. Swung on and fouled over by the dugout, first base. And the first baseman makes a great sliding catch to get Oliger. And he's got to be frustrated with that. 3-1, chases ball 4 to pop out in the foul territory. Not what you want from your 3-hole hitter.
Second baseman number 9, Cole Harlecker.
And cleanup hitter Cole Harlecker coming to the plate now. Cole's a sophomore, hitting that 4-hole. Playing second base, hitting .333 on the year. Not a whole lot of extra base hits, only slugging .389, but does his part to get on base, certainly. .390 on base percentage. Quick 0-1 count to Harlacker. Sean Rodzinski still stands out there at second base with 2 away now. Here's a pitch from Trevor Ray, and that's going to be in the dirt and kicks away from Caputo down there, and Rodzinski's going to be able to move up to third base. A breaker in the dirt gets away from Caputo. Allows the transfer freshman to move up to third. One on Harlacker. Here's a pitch from Ray. And that'll be in there for a strike for home plate umpire Joe Kimbrew. One, two. And the pitch to Harlacker, that's swung on and missed, but gets away from the catcher, so we're going to see a throw down to first, and they get him. So Little Giants go relatively quietly here in the bottom of the first. Battling Bishops lead 3-0. Jensen Kurtz will be on the mound when we come back.
Conveniently located in the heart of campus, the Wabash College Bookstore is your first, best source for showing your Little Giant pride. From clothing for him or her, to hats, accessories, gifts, school supplies, and more, the bookstore has it all. Whether you're an alumnus, student, parent, or just a fan, come and visit us to find that special something for the Wabash person in your life. Wabash always fights.
Welcome back to Goodrich Ballpark. Brock Hammond still without my partner, Sam Mattingly. Sam left to go fix the live stats and has not been back since. So hopefully we'll get the live hopefully if he returns, that means the live stats will be up. Or maybe he just doesn't want to sit next to me. I'm not sure. But either way, we hope that Sam comes back to join us. Andrew Rodzinski throws down to second base to complete the Wabash warm-ups here in the top of the second inning. Getting towards the bottom of the battling Bishop lineup. Number 5, DH Aaron Strasbaugh coming to the plate. He's the 8-hole hitter.
Number 5, Aaron Strasbaugh.
Strasbaugh, 346 hitter. Played in 9 games, started 7. As he watches ball 1. And Jensen will even the count up at 1-1 on Strasbaugh. Strasbaugh hitting from the left side. And that'll swing. It looks like he got that off the cap of the bat or something. Stay foul. Count sits at 1-2 right now with nobody away here in the top of the second inning. Little Giants trail early to conference foes, battling Bishops over Ohio Wesleyan. 2-2 count on Aaron Strasbaugh, the junior. And 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off. Rodzinski catches the foul ball off the bounce off the back screen here. Count remains at 2s. Here's the pitch from Kirch. And that's strike number 3. First strikeout for Jensen on the day. Little backdoor breaking ball, possibly.
The left fielder, number 9, Mitchell Johnson.
Nine-hole hitter wearing number 9, Mitchell Johnson. Left fielder will watch strike number 1. We have just been rejoined by my partner, Sam Mattingly. Sam, what do you think so far?
Well, the first inning really could have been a lot worse. Kirch did a nice job straining that runner on third with 1 out. And I don't think that we are going to see any more problems out there with Rodzinski with the wind. I think he figured that out after the first play, because that even when we were in the press box, Tom Perkins was telling me, he goes, that looked like a pop fly.
Yeah, no, because you could tell he was, as we get a drop third strike, 2 to 3 put out for the second out of the inning. Yeah, I mean, when the ball's coming off the bat, and it looked like he was running in towards the Wabash dugout, but then very quickly realized that the wind was carrying the ball and had to change his, direction. But yeah, I think once Cole Harlacher had or not Harlacher, excuse me. Taylor Canner out in left field had a similar situation with the ball dropping in front of him, and then I think Downing had the ball hit to him out there as well. So now that all of the outfielders have kind of seen the wind and at least played one ball in the wind, hopefully that we can get over that. That ball smoked Eric Chavez over at short. And that'll get in for a hit. So Justin Dagus on base again today.
Yeah, he's continuing to tear the cover off the ball. He's batting 440.
Michael Blatchford.
I believe that was Rodzinski's miscue out in right field, the ball that he got on Dagus.
Yeah,
I believe it was.
I mean, it's still going to be a hit there. I'm not going to blame Rojo for that one at all.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a hit. I was just curious because now he's 2 for 2 now. He came into the day with a 440 average, so he's definitely having a strong senior season, Justin Dagus. As the count on Michael Blatchford is 1-0 with 2 away. Pretty decent crowd on site today here at Goodrich Ballpark. Blatchford tries to bunts foul. Pretty good contingent of fans out in left field on the hill. Thought I saw some smoke from the grill coming up, so it might be grilling Bergs.
Oh, they probably are.
Yeah, so far away from us. Oh well. Groenberg's out there and left, and plenty of fans behind home plate. Lots of parents, lots of Wabash students, lots of girlfriends, looks like. As Blatchford will swing and send it near the Battling Bishop dugout. One-two count on Blatchford. Wind is really screaming out here at Goodrich Ballpark. As Jensen Kirch tosses over to first base, trying to keep Dagus honest over there. Dagus 6 for 8 on stolen base attempts coming into the day. Tops on Ohio Wesleyan, so he's definitely a threat to move.
Ooh, and that one was just a bit outside, but ooh, he's been calling the outside strike today.
The second pitch of the game, it looked like it was on the edge of the other side batter's box, and he called that a strike. So there it is, strike 3 called Jensen Kirch. So 3 strikeouts in this inning from Kirch, and we will come back with the bottom of the second inning. This has been Little Giant Baseball. We are back, Goodrich Ballpark. Sam Mattingly and I'm Brock Hammond. Bottom of the second inning coming up, this NCAC matchup here on this beautiful, sort of beautiful, not so beautiful Saturday here in Crawfordsville, Indiana.
Well, it'd be nice if it was, you know, like about 60 in this breezy, but
it would look like a really nice day if I was sitting inside and looking out my window.
Yes.
Like, oh, look, the sun is shining and it looks like it's a nice spring day. But no, it's like 40-something and the wind is really just cutting through this jacket that I have. So can't say that it's paradise right now. But, hey, we do it. We don't do it for the weather. We do it for the love of the game, sort of.
well, I mean,
It helps that they pay us, too.
It really does. I got back this morning. I went
Leading
home
off
last
the
night,
second
and
for Wabash, number 7, the third
it
baseman,
was a long drive.
Yeah, what was the occasion?
I had to do some stuff at the bank.
Ah.
You know, just normal stuff.
See, that's what helps when you have Chase, but
Yeah.
banks everywhere.
Well, down there it was like 55, 60 this morning,
Oh,
or
really?
yesterday, last night.
Dang. Well, it was like that earlier this week. Just, of course, the weekend hit and it gets cold. But as long as the rain stays away, I don't think we'll hear too many complaints.
No, we shouldn't. It'd be nice if one of the Little Giants could pick one up to right field.
That's what I was saying in the first inning. It just all but that, because Sean Rudinski had a little base hit to left field and said, you know, stuff to left is going to just get knocked down by that wind. Just see if you can get something up in the jet stream out there to right center. Because if I'm not sure what all the people at home can see, but if there's ever been a shot of those flags out in right center field, I mean, those things are those are the tell-all sign of just what the conditions are like here. As KJ Zelenico's got a 1-2 count, which just moved to 2-2. KJ coming into the day, hitting only .224, so a little bit of a, slow out of the gate, but, as a 4-year player, you sort of, as someone who's watched, guys in our class play for 4 years, you kind of know what a player's capable of and what he's not. And, obviously the .224 is not indicative of KJ's talent as a third baseman, as he sends one out to center field high. To be caught, but definitely looked like the center fielder out there struggled on it a little bit. It's like Michael Blatchford out there.
And you're right, it's not really indicative of what he's capable of, but, if anything, there's one reason he's in there. His sophomore year and last year's offense was, a plus, but the reason he's in there is because of his defense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he definitely is a wall over there at third base that the Little Giants definitely need. I mean, any team really needs. I mean, third base is one of the harder positions to fill. It's the position in the Hall of Fame that's the least Hall of Famers, third base. And that pitch will be sent out of center field and caught for an out.
And that's one of those ones right there. You know, I mean, it was a nice play in center field by
Blatchford up
by
there.
Blatchford,
Number
and
11, Tyler
but the ball
Downing.
just hung up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that was hit to left, that ball would have been killed. If that was hit to right, that ball probably would have hit the fence.
The wind is out here definitely playing tricks. No team is having, no team's not struggling with it. Neither team, or both teams are struggling with the wind, I should say. Comes Tyler Downing, the sophomore. You'll watch strike number 1. Yeah, Trevor Ray has definitely impressed despite the sort of shaky stat line coming into the day. Downing sits back on that curveball and sends it out to center field, but that will be caught by Blatchford as well. So 3 balls all hit to Michael Blatchford in center field, and he'll make all 3 outs. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd inning. Little Giants trail 3-0.
Conveniently located in the heart of campus, the Wabash College Bookstore is your first, best source for showing your Little Giant pride. From clothing for him or her, to hats, accessories, gifts, school supplies, and more, the bookstore has it all. Whether you're an alumnus, student, parent, or just a fan, come and visit us to find that special something for the Wabash person in your life. Wabash always fights.
And we are back here at Goodrich Ballpark, Sam Mattingly alongside Brock Hammond. The Little Giants have struggled at the plate so far, only 1 hit, and that was the leadoff batter, Rodzinski. Meanwhile, the battling Bishops of Ohio Wesleyan really struggled last inning, but first inning put it on the Little Giants with 3 runs. So it's 3-0 as we are here starting the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, Bishops were able to take advantage of a couple of miscues, not necessarily errors, but you know, a couple balls fell and they were able to take advantage of it, you know, get some timely hits. But Little Giants, I mean, they look like they're doing well hitting the ball, just, you know, it's the timely aspect, you know. But still a very early game.
And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Pitch number 2 down in the dirt for a ball here to the number 3 hitter, Aaron Caputo. And as I mentioned, you know, last year Caputo just killed this Little Giants team.
Yes, he did.
Ooh, and he lines that one foul over towards his own dugout. He's got some teammates that won't be too happy with him after that one.
Taking our time after that one as the foul ball did kick back into the field of play. You know, wait a couple seconds to resume play.
And the wind picking up again. It knocked off the Ohio Wesleyan first base coach. Knocked off his helmet. So we're going to have another little pause here. And there's a hit by pitch. So a 1-2 count and Kirch hits him. So there will be a runner on first, not where you want to be. Kirch has been doing a good job working ahead, though, so hopefully he can keep that up here.
Yeah, her hit by pitch, I think, is pretty uncharacteristic of Jensen, because he just doesn't walk very many people.
Well,
Only
that
4
just,
walks
yeah.
in the year during the whole year. So
that just looked like he held on to it too long. He it looks like he had a late release point and threw it just too far inside. Kirch throws over to keep Caputo close. Meanwhile, CJ Tocino steps in. Tocino had a hit in the first inning, but was stranded at third. He swings through that one for a strike, so it's 0-1 now. Tocino was the runner that was on third with 1 out after a sac bunt and a pass ball, which allowed a run to score, and then Kirch settled in and he's been in a groove pretty much ever since. That one's in there for a strike. So Kirch ahead again, 0-2 here.
Definitely doing it. I mean, there's a reason why he's the #1 pitcher for this team, and you know, even when you give up those 3 runs in the top half of the first, you know, he still comes out and keeps working.
And Kirch had something blow in his eye there as the wind was picking up again, so he steps off. And that one is flied out to center field. Downing under it. He will catch it as the wind died down there a little bit as the ball was being hit. So it kind of just settled there for Downing. So there's one away.
Yeah, Downing, a 2-way player,
Second baseman number 11,
baseball and
Alan
football.
Sally.
Going to be playing under a new head coach come this fall.
Yeah, Coach Rayburn, congratulations to him first off on his new job at Savannah State. You know, we hate to see him go, but that's a career opportunity that
significant step up.
Yeah.
They're a significant promotion.
The FCS, and I mean, you know, it won't be too long. We'll probably see him in the FBS if he does well down there.
It does seem to be like the natural order of things. Just kind of working your way up the coaching ladder.
Yeah, and Coach Morrell, of course, with tons of experience. So it kind of only seems right. But, you know, one of the things that hurts is that Hammers at the defensive coordinator, B.J. Hammers, now at Allegheny, the head coach. And, you know, an alumni of here, the fact that he had just left for that job and just accepted it, it was kind of like, well, we wish he could have been here. But, you know, Coach Morrell will keep his offensive guys, and hopefully whoever's taken over for Rayburn, or not Rayburn, for Hammer.
Ooh.
Wow, that ball was popped up and carried back into fair territory. That's just a bad break.
That was a foul ball on the third base side that just got blown fair.
That was just unlucky for the Little Giants, but it's a base hit. So first and second now as the runner does not move up. And like I was saying though, it's one of those things, you know. We'll see how we can do next year with, you know, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, and new head coach.
Yeah, I think. Excuse me. I think the offense will be just fine. You get a really offensive-minded guy taking over an offense that he already knows. It's keeping the hire in-house definitely helps, because I think a lot of guys are excited about the new offense or the tweaked offense, you know, because I don't even know if it's right to call it new necessarily.
Right.
But yeah, definitely going to be an exciting year for the Little Giant football team in the fall of 2016.
Yeah.
New era begins.
And a new era will begin for us too, because we won't be here.
Yeah, the first season as an alum too, which will be
interesting.
Yeah, especially because I won't have to work. I don't think I've ever watched a Wabash football game as a fan at home, I should say.
Yeah.
I've definitely been to DePaul and, you know, watch the games there, but yeah, never been home as a fan.
And that one, after a single by Stoley, I believe. Yeah, a single by Flaherty. Van Winkle grounds to third with the bases loaded, and they throw him out at home. So the bases are loaded now. 2 outs, and it is 3-0 Ohio Wesleyan, and Kirch is doing a very good job right now working with runners on.
Yep, he's had to get his pitch count up a little bit, but, you know, he's been able to keep runs off the board to this point. And, you know, the bases loaded, obviously the threat is still there until that third out is made, but, you know, Jensen's out there doing all he can, and, you know, the wind is definitely working against him, and, you know, he's had a few, you know, things not go his way, but he's still out there battling.
And that pitch is high, and that's the second pitch. The first pitch was in there for a strike. So 1-1 now. This is the number 8 hitter, Aaron Strasbaugh. And you don't want to say that they're 8 and 9 hitters, but they're both lefties. So today they're dangerous hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this entire lineup, I don't know if there's necessarily a weak spot.
That ball's grounded on to second. Harlacher fires to first, and we head to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Ohio Wesleyan. Welcome back to Goodrich Ballpark here in the bottom of the third inning, excuse me. Due up for the Little Giants, we have Taylor Cantor, Eric Chavez, and back to the top of the lineup with Sean Roginski. Little Giants trail 3-0. Trevor Ray really working out well despite his 7.82 ERA for Ohio Wesleyan. But you can have a 7.82 ERA when your number 9 hitter is hitting 343 and your worst hitter in your lineup is 279. You know, you look at the Ohio Wesleyan lineup and they only have one guy batting under 320. So, I mean, that's a pretty dangerous lineup. So Cantor steps in here against the lefty Ray, and Cantor swings and drives one out to center field. That ball will hang up there, though, and the center fielder Blatchford with his 4th consecutive out.
Yeah, definitely giving him a lot of love out there. And I think that's part of sort of the offensive woes, I guess. The Little Giants, you know, only one hit on the board. Hit the ball hard, just hit it right at the center fielder.
And the wind was dying there, so.
Of course, you know, the one time you do get really a hold of the ball, the wind dies.
Eric Chavez steps in. He watches the first one by for a ball. Here's the pitch. That one is in there. Grazed the top side of the zone.
Chavez, sort of the, I guess, more traditional shortstop, the sort of good slick fielding, maybe light hitting.
Definitely. That pitch was low for a ball. Yeah, 209, you know, you're going to have a hitter like that in the lineup. You know, the next lowest hitting, you got Andrew Roginski at 250. But, I mean, that's not something terrible in your lineup. But you compare it to Ohio Wesleyan's lineup, it's just, ooh.
Whereas their leadoff hitter, I believe, is their shortstop, Justin Dagas, yeah. And he's, you know, one of the real bright spots in that Ohio Wesleyan lineup and one of the more dangerous bats. But Chavez, I mean, even in the Robert Morris series, the last home series we've had, he had a lot of, you know, really timely hits, a couple of really good RBIs. I think maybe it was a 2-out RBI in one of those games. And looks like he'll find a hit here.
Yeah, it was a nice hit. He took a 3-2 pitch right up the middle, and I mean, you know, that's how you're going to win today. You hit line drives.
Mm-hmm. And you got to keep in mind, too, the kid's only a freshman, you know.
Right fielder number
Wabash
28, Sean Roginski.
Generally starts about 3 freshmen, Chavez at short, Sean Roginski in right field, and Jared Wolf, whose position has fluctuated. Today he's in the DH spot, but I also think he plays a little bit of outfield maybe. I think left field is where we saw him for a little bit the Robert Morris series.
Yeah, and Roginski steps in. That first pitch is a strike. And, I mean, really, on a regular basis, with behind the plate Eric Lang, he and Andrew Roginski, they platoon back there. Obviously, in, you know, 3-game series, Rojo gets 2 of the 3 starts, but in 4-game series, they've split time so far.
Yeah, and Lang, you know, also definitely took advantage of the maybe not the greatest pitching that he saw against the Robert Morris of Springfield squad, because I know he turned in I think a 6 RBI day and a 5 RBI day in the 2 games that he was able to play in that series.
And there's a base hit. Rojo lifted one out into the right center field gap, and it was not very well hit, but the wind you saw there just kind of carry it, and it was like, oh boy, are they going to catch it? but no, they don't. And Chavez moves on to the third.
Yeah, he was running the whole way. He wasn't waiting for that. He wasn't sitting and waiting to see if that ball was going to drop. He put his head down and started running. So potentially could have been dangerous if that ball would have carried out any further. In danger of being caught, and thus the danger of the double play.
And that'll bring up the lefty, the very dangerous lefty, Jared Wolf, in the Little Giant lineup. And he bunts, and it's right back to the pitcher. So a squeeze attempt there, and it's right back to the pitcher. Not a great bunt.
No, not what you want on that. Anytime you bunt, you never want to send it right back to the pitcher, but particularly if you're trying to get a run in, that's not what you want. But the lefty on lefty matchup looked like looked like a lot for him. He looked like he got fooled a little bit on the breaking balls from Ray. But here comes David Oliger, and he's probably a little bit upset with himself after his 3-1 pop out in foul territory.
Yeah, he's gonna drive one here. That's the one thing, you watch Oliger, every time he has a bat at bat, usually does not follow with another bat at bat.
Yeah, consecutive bat at bat.
He might get out, but he won't have a bat at bat.
No, yeah, I'll wait after this pitch. The one thing that doesn't really show up on stat sheets, but is kind of becoming one of the sabermetrics, kind of advanced analytics, and it's quite, it's usually kind of subjective, but quality at bats. Did you go up? You might have got out, but you saw 8 pitches, so something like that. Whereas, you could say that it's a quality at bat, or like, I may have gotten out, but I hit a screamer right at the third baseman or something like that. So I think we don't have those kind of statistics on hand, but David Oliger has got to be very, very high on the list for quality at bats for this Little Giant squad.
Right. And they 4-pitch walk to Oliger.
Yeah, and they were trying to nibble at the zone the last time he was up, and found himself in a 3-1 count, trying to avoid anything flat. Being a conference matchup and Oliger, a 4-year player, Ohio Wesleyan knows what he can do. They've got the scouting report on him, so not a surprise to not see him get very many pitches.
I was looking back in the stats here, just check up on Wolf's average versus lefties. Wolf's the best hitter on the Wabash team, second best behind Canner, who only has 3 at-bats against lefties.
Mm-hmm.
But he's 7 for 12, batting .583 against lefties.
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of curious. I understand he's a good bunter,
mm-hmm.
good handler of the bat, but right there, you got to think, all right, with the way the wind's playing today, I might give him a shot. And with Rojo on first, Rojo can make it to second on a pass ball, wild pitch. He
mm-hmm.
could steal. I'm not going to question Coach Stevens. He's trying to score a run at this point.
Yeah.
As the first pitch to Harlicker after the mound visit is low for a ball. Because, I understand that the squeeze attempt there. When you got one of your best bunters, probably the best bunter on the team at the plate, and you have a chance to put it down, it just didn't work out this time.
Mm-hmm. And from what I saw in this last at-bat, it looked like he got Ray threw him, 2 breaking balls that, it didn't look like Wolf was even close to touching. So just to get the bat on the ball and, put it in play, I think was what Coach Stevens was probably looking for. Obviously trying to score that run too. So I see where he's coming from with the bunt.
Yeah. And the pitch was in there for a strike, and then the last pitch was low for a ball. So 2-1 here, 2 outs, and the bases are loaded for Cole Harlicker. That pitch is grounded foul just behind Chavez down there at third, and it's 2-2 now.
Papers rustling, blowing in the wind.
Here's the pitch, and Harlicker grounds one in the hole. A nice play there by the shortstop, but he will not have time. That's Dagus out there. A nice play by him. That potentially saved another run, but no play as that ball was too deep in the hole. So Harlicker gets an RBI hit, and the Little Giants are on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that could have very easily been 2 runs if that ball does get into left field. But, yeah, Justin Dagus out there being able to make the stop. That was definitely key.
And here's KJ Zelenica. It'd be a nice time for him to break out of his little funk here. As that breaking ball, that was a nasty breaking ball right there. Just hits the top of the zone.
Yeah, definitely Trevor Ray, crafty lefty. Seemed to be a very common thing here in D3 baseball. The lefty who doesn't quite throw over 80, 81, but can locate and has got a decent breaking ball, change up, or curveball or slider otherwise, and they just get outs. You're not sure how, but he does.
And Zelenica drives one, but it's out to left field, and it's going to get down. They were shading him out towards right field. That gets down, and 2 runs will score. So that ball, that ball was hit hard by Zelenica, but it got killed by the wind.
That ball, just absolutely got killed.
And they were shading him. That ball landed maybe halfway to the fence in the outfield. And that ball probably on a good day, I'd say it gets to the warning track at least.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he squared it up. Just that wind, it's a cold day, so the ball's not going to travel as far. And yeah, the wind blowing out from, out to right center, that just, absolutely just knocked that thing down.
Yeah, and on that, Oliger and Rodzinski scored to tie up the game. That's 2 big 2-out hits here for the Little Giants.
Yeah, that's a real big deal to be able to get 3 runs this inning. So far, we still have 1 out. We got a run at first and third, or runners at first and third.
2 outs.
Did I say 1?
Yeah.
I was looking at the scoreboard and I saw the 2 outs, but oh well. 2 outs.
0-1 here to Andrew Rodzinski. And he lines one foul over Coach Stevens' head. And it's 0-2 now. So a nice piece of hitting there, but you got to straighten that out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's going to be the big struggle for the Little Giants today. You got a lefty out there who's not really throwing very hard. So I think you got a lot of guys a lot of right-handed hitters want to pull that ball. But if you pull it into left field, it's just not going to go anywhere.
And he drives that one down the left field line, and it will get past the left fielder. And they're going to send him home. But, Coach holds him up, and that ball got past the shortstop. Zelenica was there. But a double for Andrew Rodzinski drives in Cole Harlicker. And it's second and third now, 2 outs, and the Little Giants have a 4-3 lead.
Somehow, that always happens. I say, yep, you're not going to be able to get a very good hit out to left field. Then what does he do? Oh, he hits a double over the left fielder's head. So, of course.
Well, the nice thing about that one is he hit it low and hard.
Yeah.
Zelenica drove his. That was a home run ball.
Yeah. It definitely, Zelenica's had more of a home run trajectory as opposed to Rojo's, where it was just more of a line drive. Downing free swinging on the first pitch.
And he swings right through it, but that's what you like to see. 2 outs, bases loaded, and the Little Giants is pushed across 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
That one up, Downing lays off, 1-1. Downing hit a hard shot out to center field earlier, but he was caught for an out. And he swings at a curveball. And that one, the wind dies down, gets over the left fielder's head. So 2 in a row over the left fielder's head. That will be a double for Tyler Downing. And Andrew Rodzinski and KJ Zelenica both score. It's 6-3 Little Giants.
Wow, yeah, just a real turn of events here for the Little Giants. Trevor Ray was pretty well cruising before this inning started. He'd got a couple of balls hit hard, but right at people, those hits started falling, and it's showing now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and we are back to the original leadoff hitter this inning, Taylor Cantor.
Yeah, I don't think the Little Giants or the Battling Bishops, for that matter, are going to be able to really rely on the defense. If the ball, I mean, as we've seen, if the ball gets up in the air, you really have no idea what's going to happen to it once it does. Haven't seen a whole lot of balls on the ground. So I think that might be a key to the offense moving forward for both squads. It's just if you can get that ball in the air, see if it'll fall.
And there's another one. This one into the left center field gap. Cantor killed that ball. That ball one bounce to the fence, and that'll be a double for Taylor Cantor. Man, you know, they're hitting it out to left field now, and that jet stream's picking it up, and it's taking it everywhere.
Yeah, that's.
As long as they're not hitting it to dead left.
I didn't even think that was gonna. I didn't think that ball was gonna go that far.
No, that ball hit the warning track. That was a short hop the wall, and another run scores there. So Cantor doubles, and now it's 7-3 for the Little Giants. All these runs coming with 2 outs too. Chavez now stepping up. He got the inning started for the Little Giants with a single up the middle. And that single, he ended up at third with 2 outs, and his first run in for the Little Giants. And
yeah, I think that's one of the bigger things. The Little Giants have done most of this damage with 2 outs.
Well, the sacrifice bunt by Wolf with 1 out, where they were trying to score there. The sacrifice bunt there moved Chavez to third and Sean Roginski to second. And since then, 7 straight Little Giants have reached base. And there's a little flare.
That might get down.
And it does. And that's a single for Eric Chavez, and Taylor Cantor scores. On a normal day, that's a pop out to the second baseman.
Yep, that's not, yeah, that doesn't even get to the outfield grass on a normal day, I don't think.
I mean, the wind is crazy out here. It's just wreaking havoc on the Battling Bishop defense.
Yes, and I think the very capable of happening to the Little Giants too if the Battling Bishops start, you know, putting the ball in play. Just like what we saw in that the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Sean Roginski now steps up. That one in there for a strike. And that one low for a ball. It's 1-1 now here to Sean Roginski. So we're 1-1 here on Sean Roginski. And that one inside, and he tries to turn into it a little bit, but it's a ball. Chavez leads away from first after his little flare out into right field. That one just outside. 3-1 now on Sean Roginski. Roginski's 2 for 2 today. And he pops that one up, and that one's carrying out weirdly, and it will be caught. So a nice play by the second baseman to stick with that, and the inning mercifully is over. So Colin Stoley makes the catch. But the Little Giants get 8 runs on 8 hits, and we head to the top of the 4th inning. It's 8-4 Wabash. Welcome back to Goodrich Ballpark here. The score is 8-4 in favor of the Little Giants. Stepping in will be Mitchell Johnson. And he flares the first pitch from Kirch just over Chavez's head. So the leadoff batter here on for Ohio Wesleyan in the top of the 4th inning.
The shortstop, number 2, Justin Vegas.
So Justin Dagas steps in here with a runner on. That doesn't bode well usually.
No, that's just, the top of the lineup, you can't even really say where the heart of the order is. I mean, when you start with Justin Dagas at the top, 4-year player who's had, really strong years, all 4, I would assume, or as far as I can remember. Not really what you want. As he grounds into a potential, not. That was a double play ball that found its way into right field.
A low throw by Zelenica. I'm not sure who they're going to give that error to. It was low, but it wasn't in the ground. They'll probably give the error to KJ, and the throw should have been higher, but,
Yeah.
Harliker's got to block that too.
Number 8,
Yeah, the throw was not perfect, but I mean he didn't skip it or anything like that. The throw was still relatively on line.
You at least got to knock it down.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate because I think that could have been a pretty easy double play ball for the Little Giants, and that would have, 2 outs with nobody on is a lot different than first and third with nobody out.
And with this win, you gotta, when you get a ground ball like that, you got to take advantage of the outs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's first and third here for the center fielder, Michael Blatchford. Blatchford is 1 for 2 and has an RBI today. He drove in Dagas back in the first inning to score the first run of the game. Second pitch, just a little bit outside, 1-1 now. They will give that error to Zelenica. Low throw. So first and third. That one comes in just a bit high, so 2-1. As David Oliger's hat is running towards right field. Nice save there by Harliker.
The Lions' mane just can't be contained by the hat.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I will say, though, that I've tried on the Wabash baseball hats, and they are small. They run small for sure.
That one, a wild pitch by Kirch, and a run will score. Dagas moves on to second. So it's 8-4 now. Yeah, they're not. Well, they're all sized. They're not, one size fits all or anything like that. Another ground ball here. Good chance for Harliker. He fires onto Oliger. Dagas moves up to third. But 1 out now, so a big out there for the Little Giants. That will bring up Aaron Caputo.
Number 3, Aaron Caputo.
Caputo is probably the biggest power hitter on their team. He's slugging .630 this year. He's got 2 home runs, 3 doubles, and a triple. So definitely dangerous, and him being a lefty does not help the Little Giants either.
No, that's not. With the wind the way it is today, yeah, any pulled ball to right field is in danger of going out.
And it's not like the wind's not blowing from left to right. The wind is blowing out to right field. Caputo turns on one here. It could be long gone.
Yeah, it could. As I was saying before, someone's got to hit the wrestling center. Someone has to be the first one. We got the John Holmes sign up on top of the tennis center. No signs on top of the wrestling center yet.
Yeah, it looks like Kirch is pitching around him here, and that's probably smart with a righty on deck. Get a runner on first here, maybe set up a double play. And that's exactly what he's doing, is he leaves that one high and outside.
Yeah,
So,
not really a surprise that you see the Little Giants,
Right
pitching
fielder,
around
number 21,
Caputo,
C.J. Tocino.
just as it's not surprising you see the Battling Bishops pitch around David Oliger.
right. But we saw how that worked out for the Little Giants, or in the Little Giants' favor
Yeah.
in the top half of the inning.
Just ended up being a run regardless. But hopefully the same sort of scenario will not play out in the top half.
CJ Tocino watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Overall, Tocino really hasn't been very productive. He's gotten on base quite a bit. He's batting .400, but he's, for a cleanup hitter. And that may just be because they have Degas leading off with 18 RBIs and Caputo right in front of him with 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being in that lineup doesn't really help him a whole lot as far as the RBI numbers go. But
And that one is popped up, and that ball's just going to keep carrying. On a normal day, Oliger might have that, but it's foul. 0-2, though. Kirch ahead of CJ Tocino. Kirch ready. And the 0-2 pitch. That one is in the dirt, swung on. And they throw down to second, and the run will score. So swung on and missed, a strikeout of Tocino, but Rodzinski tries to make the play at second, and it's a low throw that has to be blocked, and a run will score.
yeah, I think he's starting regretting that throw now.
So
that looked like it was a drawn up play.
Yeah.
With the from Ohio Wesleyan there. I think as soon as Rojo let go of that ball, that runner started moving in from third.
So it's 8-5 now. And Colin Stoley, who made a nice play to end that last half of the inning with the Little Giants scoring 8. And he had to make a heck of a play because the wind was carrying that ball every which way.
Mm-hmm.
1-1 now on Stoley after that ball misses inside.
So today, not going to be very good for Jensen Kirch's ERA, but
Well, that run right there isn't earned with the error earlier in the inning.
yeah. That's still, the 1.53 ERA. He's given up 6 earned runs all year, and we've seen five runs given up today. Not necessarily all of them earned, but his ERA will be moving up after today. And with the wind, that's sort of to be expected. This feels like a sort of like a 13-14 type of day, where you're going to see more of a football score than when you would associate with baseball, But I mean, I think the point I'm trying to make here is I think this is a very big difference from last year's team where, Jensen was the ERA leader of the team last year, but his ERA was in the 5s.
Yeah.
Where he is, still the ERA leader this year, but it's a 1.53. You got a lot of guys, with a 3 ERA and, most of the team sub 5. So, the Wabash pitching this year has really been, top to bottom. I think this might be one of the better staffs that I've seen. We've had. Looks like that'll be the third out.
Ball grounded back to Kirch. He flips onto Oliger. So only 2 runs, limited damage there. The error really hurt, but it's 8-5 in favor of the Little Giants. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're back here at Goodrich Ballpark. Sam Mattingly alongside Brock Hammond. We're in the bottom of the fourth. It's 8-5 in favor of the Little Giants. And coming up here for the Little Giants will be Jared Wolf.
I kept calling him, I don't know if you watch House of Cards, but I kept calling him Lucas Wolf during the Robert Morris series. Like, it just was on my head. Like, I could not call him Lucas Wolf.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but, well, I know why. It's House of Cards, but it was just, I could not get over it for whatever reason. I think Clayton was, we were still knocking off the rust from our spring training, the Robert Morris series, because Clayton was confusing the Rojos, and I kept saying Lucas Wolf. So, you know, it was a shaky start coming out of the gate, but
shaking off the winter hibernation for you.
Yeah, for sure. No, and then not being able to do it last year because I was abroad. You know, I guess it was an okay trade-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely one of the bigger absences of my spring semester. Not being able to call baseball games.
And there's a ball outside on the first pitch to Wolf. Ray going right back to where he got Wolf with the in the first inning with a curveball. So. Here's the pitch. That one, fastball, low in the dirt. 2-0. And Wolf better be sitting dead red here on this one, because if that ball's in there, he could send it a long way. And it nips the outside corner. So the ball looked a little high, a little outside, but it's called a strike. And Wolf flies one out to right field, but it kind of dies out there.
Of course it'll get down, though, as 5 hats fly across the field.
That ball was hit off the end of the bat, and the right fielder for Ohio Wesleyan, C.J. Tocino's like, oh, that ball's going deep, but it was just hit off the end of the bat. It wasn't hit very hard and died down and got down in front of him for a hit.
So I think 18 hits right now on the day. Like this just feels, like I said, this feels like a game that'll end up being 13-14 or 15-16 or something like that.
And Oliver hits a ground ball, thrown on to second for an out, and then throw it on to first. So no double play for Ohio Wesleyan.
Not a typical day for David Oliver. Has an 11-game hitting streak that is I mean,
the second baseman, number 9, Cole Harlacher.
I think it's a danger of falling today because he swung at that pitch, which looked like a ball to me. So maybe a little bit too aggressive today.
A little bit, yeah. That ball was low.
And then
he could have sat back on it a little bit and driven it the other way, which would have been nice because he lifts one out to right field. You never know what's going to happen, but yeah, he's not looking like his normal self. He's the only one on the team without a hit. How many games will that happen?
Yeah, that's rare. Definitely a rare. A strange day at the ballpark when there's 18 hits and David Oliver doesn't have one of them.
And the pitcher, Ray, checks Oliver over at first as Cole Harlacher steps in. And they'll throw over to Oliver again. Oliver, not the fastest guy on the team. He's not slow by any means, but not the fastest guy on the team, but leads the team in stolen bases.
Yeah, I think, and just coming for living with him, this is kind of a product of that, but I know he was working a lot. I think he had some sit-downs, some one-on-ones with Coach Morgan, things like that to really work on his, straight line speed coming into the year. So I know that's something that he's taken pretty seriously. So it's nice to see that improvement show in the stat line. And
we always knew. I mean, last year I think he was one of the leaders on the team in stolen bases. As Harlacher lines one past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. He is one of the best base runners. Probably in the conference.
And that's another thing.
Number 7, K.J. Zelenica.
Base running's not always about speed, or stealing bases isn't always about speed. Ricky Henderson was still stealing bases at 44 or whatever when he retired. Definitely lost a step or 2 or 3, but it's if you can get a good jump, a good jump's very, very hard to beat.
And K.J. Zelenica swings through that changeup. He was on it, but it's just way out in front. 0-1 here to Zelenica with runners on first and second. The Little Giants looking to tack on more after the 8-run bottom of the third. And there's a nice curveball by Ray that hits the outside corner.
Yeah, Ray working with like a 3-pitch mix. Had the curveball, changeup, and obviously the fastball. And, you know, his stuff has just been able to, you know, keep the Little Giants not necessarily off balance, but, you know, keep them from driving into that right field gap. The jet stream out there, really.
Ooh, and a bad 0-2 pitch there by Ray. You know, if you're working and you want to work around the zone on an 0-2 pitch, you can do that, but try to hit a corner. He threw that one right down the middle, and Zelenica just fouls it off, so got away with one there. So we'll try it again here, 0-2. Zelenica grounds one to third. Oliger makes a smart play and just stops running because that ball was right into the baseline. And Oliger stops running and makes him go get the force out to save it from being a double play.
Yep. Yeah, definitely a heads-up play, and that's a senior play for sure.
The catcher, number 3, Andrew Rodzinski.
So if you're scoring that at home, that is the FC5U. Not a very common play.
No, not super common.
And Andrew Rodzinski will step in. Rojo drove one down the left field line last inning that ended up bringing home, I believe, the go-ahead runs and kept that 2-out hitting going for the Little Giants.
Yeah, it's hard to remember last inning and who hit what because it seemed like everybody was hitting.
And he swings through that one. It's 0-2 now. So Ray doing what trying to figure out what Kirch is doing and realizing getting ahead's probably the way to go here. And Rojo lines one, but right at the second baseman. Nice line drive there by Rodzinski, but it's an out. We head to the top of the 5th inning here. Brock Hammond will have it for you.
For Wabash in the bottom of the 4th.
It's 8-5 Wabash.
Welcome back to Goodrich Ballpark. Brock Hammond and Sam Mattingly doing the call today, braving the early spring conditions, wind gusting out here. Temperature sitting in the, let me guess, 47. 47 with wind, feels like 36.
Ooh, close.
Was I?
Well, I can't get the wind chill here. 46.
Ah, there we go. I guess if it was The Price is Right, I'm not going home with anything. So, wasn't that close, but close. All right, top of the 5th about to begin. Jensen Kirch still on the mound for the Little Giants. Pitch count today sitting at 73, so we'll see how much longer he goes out there. No one currently warming up in the Wabash bullpen, so I would imagine plans are for Jensen to go at least this one more. This is a 7-inning game. We are playing a 7 and a 9 today. Game 2 will be a 9-inning game, I believe, unless I have been misinformed.
Yeah, I'll take the blame for that one.
Oh, I wasn't going to do that, but.
Well, you were informed by me, correct?
Correct, but I wasn't going to tell everyone else. 2-0's the count.
I think I have it right. It's usually 7, then 9.
Yeah, and that's generally the format.
And they do that because if the first game goes into extra innings, then, even if it's just 8, they will make the second game a 7-inning
Yeah,
game.
you can always adjust. Third baseman Tyler Flaherty up to bat now for the Battling Bishops. He's got a 3-1 count, so Jensen a little bit wild. It's been a decent time on the bench last inning. It's cold out, so maybe he's just trying to refine that groove that he was working in.
Yeah, on the Weather Channel it said 30 to 37 mile an hour wind gusts.
And we're braving them out here for you guys to bring you a quality production. 3-1 count, nobody gone. Flaherty at the plate, and that'll be a strike number 2. Flaherty is 1 for 2 on the day.
That one could have been called a ball, and I think what helped the umpire out there is he started walking towards first and try and never show up the umpire.
The ground ball out to Eric Chavez over there at first base, or third. Excuse me, ground ball to shortstop. Throw kind of skipped over there. Alger couldn't hang with it. And Flaherty will reach base on an error. Second error of the day for the Little Giants.
The first baseman, number 25, Devin Van Winkle.
First baseman Devin Van Winkle coming up to the plate. Van Winkle hits from the right side. Still looking for that first out of the inning. Runner at first. The first pitch is outside in the left-hand hitter's batter's box. Jensen trying to work pretty quickly. He's got, stepped on the rubber already when Van Winkle was still trying to get the sign. Little tapper out in front of the mound. Jensen will grab and throw down to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. The runner will move up to second base, though.
Number 5 is designated hitter Aaron Strasbaugh.
Aaron Strasbaugh coming to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. Came into the game as a .346 hitter for the junior left-hander. So he's had a pretty good season. Just not a great day. Ohio Wesleyan has 8 hits on the afternoon, so their offense has been present, scoring 5 runs, but the Little Giant offense has been presenter, scoring 8 runs on 11 hits. Count moves to 0-2 on Strasbaugh. 1 away. Jensen Kurtz comes set, and he'll step off, rethink things. Maybe just wants to get that runner at second back to the bag. And the 0-2 pitch is high and outside. One-two count. Still 1 away. We're at the bottom of the lineup. Strasbaugh's the 8-hitter. Mitchell Johnson, the 9-hole hitter, on deck. Throw down to third base, trying to get the stolen base. And Rojo's going to get him. Wow. So, yeah. Runner tried to take third. Not the smartest idea. Tyler Flaherty trying to steal third, and Andrew Rodzinski getting him. Play wasn't even really that close either. Not exactly sure what Flaherty was thinking. Down 3 runs. He's already in scoring position. And there you go. That's the third out. Little ground ball over to the second baseman, Cole Harlecker. That'll be a 4-3 for the third out. We will come back with the bottom of the 5th inning. I am Brock Hammond here with Little Giant Baseball. We are back with Little Giant Baseball here on TV today. Trevor Ray still out there for the Battling Bishops despite giving up 8 runs on the day. Not quite sure if they're all earned or not. However, you know, the damage has been done. And the throw down to second base will complete the warm-ups, and we will begin the bottom of the 5th inning.
For Wabash in the bottom of the 5th inning. Number 11, the left fielder, Tyler Downing.
Downing steps in, ready to watch the pitch from Ray. He'll show bunt, but pull back and watch strike number 1.
Yeah, the Little Giants, you know, had a chance to score last inning, but all that damage with 2 outs in the 3rd inning, and they have 8 runs now. So Downing skied that one way up, and the center fielder's misreading it. He will get there though.
Downing had a really nice double the last time around during the 8-run inning for the Little Giants. Taylor Cantor coming to the plate now. Trevor Ray, I mean, he's been effective for sure, but, you know, obviously the 8 runs and 11 hits, not what you want, but granted, he did come into the day with a 7.82 ERA, so, you know, this is sort of, you know, within the realm of possibility considering the stat line. The more surprising thing, perhaps, is the 5 runs given up by Jensen Kirch. Again, not all of them earned. However, you know, coming in, the ace of the staff, 1.53 ERA. Didn't expect to see him give up a 3 spot in the 1st inning. But then again, you don't see this kind of wind and these kind of climate conditions generally out at the ballpark. You know, this is kind of an anomaly with the wind, and, you know, the cold not so much, but the wind certainly has thrown a wrench into both teams' plans, I'm sure. But still the 5th inning, and, you know, 5th out of 7 innings, you still got both starters out there, so plans haven't gone too askew, I would say. Haven't had to tap into the bullpen. No one's up in either bullpen working, so it could be that Jensen Kirch comes out again for the bottom of the 6th, or top of the 6th, rather. As Taylor Cantor's going to go down swinging. That'll be out number 2. Bringing up to the plate the shortstop, freshman,
The shortstop,
Eric
number
Chavez.
6, Eric Chavez.
Yeah, Chavez is 2 for 2 today. Had an RBI, so.
Yep, 2-out RBI as well.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so, you know, while the batting average or whatever might not be exactly where you would like to see it, you know, still great. It's great and timely hitting from Eric Chavez.
And you're showing signs of improvement. You know, as a freshman, you come in here, you know, move into D3 from high school, depending on where you played and whatnot. It's not that different, but there's more consistency.
Yeah, there's still, I mean, it's a big jump. I mean, just the simple fact, you know, you're playing against guys who are 22. I think the jump from 18 to 22 is, you know, very similar, if not more significant, I think, than the jump from, you know, like 14 or 15 to 18. Because, you know, at least in my experience.
Well, and I agree there, because, you know, sometimes, you know, you get 14-year-old kids coming up there playing varsity. Yeah, they've got speed. They've got certain tools that make them a danger on a varsity roster, but they haven't hit puberty yet. You got guys out there that can throw 85 miles an hour.
And Chavez will pop up to the second baseman, and that'll be out number 3. We'll break real quick and come back for the top of the 6th. This is Little Giant Baseball with Brock Hammond and Sam Mattingly.
I have a dream.
I have a dream.
I have a dream.
I have a dream.
I have a dream today.
Now.
Now is the time.
Now is the time to make justice
Justice.
a reality.
We cannot walk alone.
We cannot turn back.
We will be able to work together, to struggle together,
To sit down together at the table of brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
to stand up for freedom.
Freedom. Together.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill.
From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
I have a dream today.
I have a dream.
I still have a dream.
Welcome back
Number 9,
to Goodrich
left fielder,
Ballpark.
Mitchell Johnson.
Here at the top of the 6th inning, we are nearing the end of game number 1 here as the Little Giants still maintain that lead after that big 3rd inning. Score is 8-5. Battling Bishops are able to find 3 runs in the top of the 1st and 2 more in the top of the 4th. But the Little Giants able to have the real big inning. That 8 spot there in the bottom of the 3rd was a really big deal as everyone was able to bat around. Jensen Kirch still out there working for the Little Giants.
One thing I did notice this year, new uniforms for the Little Giants again, and they got the old White Sox look.
Yeah, like the
I think it's layered 3-stripe.
That's a very 70s look.
Red, gray. I think it's red, gray, black, gray, red.
I'm a big fan of the new jerseys. I think they're cool, especially with the names on the back. As Jensen Kirch yields a 4-pitch walk, not a 4-out walk. That would be strange.
The shortstop, number 2, Justin Davis.
That's a big part of recruitment now. It's what do your jerseys look like? Are they cool? Obviously you look at guys like the Oregon Ducks and really big programs like that, where that's that becomes an actual recruiting asset for them. So that's I want to play for Oregon and I want to wear all the different jersey combinations. And I think if you can replicate that on a small scale at a place like Wabash, where it's like, we might not have 12 different jerseys, but our home jerseys look like this and have your name on them. I think that's a plus. Anything you can do to move yourself ahead of some of the other programs in Indiana. Because Franklin and Manchester and all those places, they have very popular baseball programs and historically strong baseball programs. So, Indiana is definitely a battleground state, I guess, for this type of thing.
Especially in Division III. Division I, it was always Notre Dame of all places. You think baseball. Northern Indiana wouldn't be the place you would think of it.
No, not really.
There are a lot of great players that come from out of it, but for college-wise, college season starts in mid-February, and Notre Dame always had the power, and then IU recently's picked it up.
Yep, IU especially after 2013 with Schwarber and those guys, as Justin Davis hits a liner out to right field, but Sean Wojcinski's going to catch, try and double up at first base, but Mitchell Johnson's going to make it back quickly. So good first out, way to get Davis, one of the more threatening bats in this lineup.
The center fielder, number 8,
Indiana, especially Division I baseball, I think the tide is changing a little bit. Indiana's becoming more of a baseball state. It'll never be what it is for basketball or even football with the Colts and things like that. But
look at Division II down there. USI, University of Southern Indiana, they've won a couple 2010 and 2013, I believe, won national titles.
It's a first pitch swinging for Michael Blatchford. Hits another liner out to Sean Wojcinski in right field, which is caught.
Aaron Caputo.
And Aaron Caputo, number 3-hole hitter, coming to the plate now. But as a baseball fan, it's definitely exciting to watch all these relatively local programs grow and get more popular and get more talent in the state.
But going back to the uniform thing, these are all right. There's one thing about a uniform that gets me, though. I hate the pants that just, sag over the shoes.
You're just a traditionalist, though, aren't you?
I am.
Don't get me wrong. If I had to suit up, I'd be going out there in the stirrups.
Oh, of course.
I think. I mean, that's just a classic look. You know, you can't hate or disagree with the stirrups, in my opinion. But oh well, I think it's kind of the uniforms have to be uniform for the Little Giants. So I think if everyone wears their pants down, or if one person wears their pants down, then everyone wears their pants down.
The last couple of years, I think that changed, with this year's seniors, but last year's seniors weren't having that. They all wore their pants up.
Yeah, and what do you guys? I mean, Tanner Watson and guys like that who are really big into the baseball, the traditional baseball look, things like that. So as Aaron Caputo flies out to the outfield, left fielder giving chase, but it's going to drop in, and the ball was kicked.
Yeah, just a rough break. It's that wind.
Yeah, probably on a normal day, relatively easy pop out for Taylor Canner in left field, but the wind swirling around and everything like that, was able to just kind of drift over, probably closer to Downing in center field, but I don't think Downing was expecting to get the ball initially, so he wasn't there to make the catch, which allowed a runner move up to third and allowed Caputo to move to first on what will be ruled a hit, despite not being very well hit or anything like that. But
well, I mean, we saw that one earlier, just
yeah.
right out here by Stoley. Just, that one's going out of play. Zelenik is kind of like, and then, oh no, turning around, and ball ends up in fair territory, lands in the infield dirt.
Yeah, it's definitely been a strange day as far as batted balls are concerned, because we really haven't seen that many ground balls. We have seen a ton of balls get in the air, especially out in the outfield. But 2 away with C.J. Tocino coming up to the plate. Tocino's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. No RBI. Jensen Kirch sitting at 99 pitches now on the day, so with his pitch count going up as high as it is, I would imagine the Little Giants would bring somebody out for the 7th, but, Jensen's also not going to have to throw again, make another start for a week, so maybe run him out there and get his pitch count up over 100 a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look back, remember J.T. Miller, those games he'd throw 135 pitches, 9 innings, whatever, rubber arm.
Yeah. Well, his whole thing, too, was, he would throw 125 pitches, but that was as a result of having to throw at least 3 pitches to everybody because it seemed like he would strike out, 15, 14 guys a game almost as a given.
Yeah.
But anytime you got a lefty that can sit in the high 80s with some sort of command, that's going to be a very, very dangerous weapon, especially at the Division III level. As Tocino grounds into Eric Chavez at short, backhanded, and he'll beat the ball out first base. So that'll be an infield single. Definitely a tough play for Chavez to make, a long throw, and Tocino beat it out.
And that reminds me a lot of that bottom of the 3rd inning, 2 outs, runner on third, ground ball deep in the hole at short, between short and third, and can't get the out.
So we got Colin Stolley coming up to the plate, a sophomore, coming into the day hitting .417. He's 1 for 2 today. So he shows bunt.
Yeah, bunted right through that, so not a bad idea, with the way everything is, but, today I'd rather just, put the bat on the ball.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. As a lefty facing a righty, so he's got the matchup in his favor. If he can get anything out to right field, I mean, I'm surprised that the flags are still hanging on out there because they're just blowing so hard. But yeah, I think you got to take your chances. You try and get something out just up, let it fly. A ground ball up the middle to Chavez, and he'll take it to the back himself for out number 3. So Little Giants surrender a run, still maintain the lead. It's 8-6 as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm Brock Hammond with Sam Mattingly. This is Wabash Baseball.
Conveniently located in the heart of campus, the Wabash College Bookstore is your first, best source for showing your little giant pride. From clothing for him or her, to hats, accessories, gifts, school supplies, and more, the bookstore has it all. Whether you're an alumnus, student, parent, or just a fan, come and visit us to find that special something for the Wabash person in your life. Wabash always fights.
We are back here at Goodrich Ballpark. Sam Mattingly taking over as Brock Hammond is indisposed at the moment. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning of game 1, a 7-inning game. And the Little Giants will have Sean Roginski leading off here. Inning by inning breakdown. Ohio Wesleyan scored 3 in the top of the 1st inning, right out of the gates, and held that 3-0 lead until the bottom of the 3rd when the Little Giants scored 8, all with 2 outs. And those are all the runs the Little Giants have today. Ohio Wesleyan countered with 2 of their own in the top of the 4th and just scored 1 in the top of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th, the right fielder, number 28, Sean Roginski.
My prediction of it being a 13-14 game or something along those lines is possibly a little bit off as we move into the final, 3 frames of this game. Not 3 full frames, I guess. 1 full frame and a half a frame.
Well, what I've noticed about the Ohio Wesleyan team is they like to hit the ball low, line drives, ground balls, and that's not working in their favor today.
Yeah, I think, like we've been talking about, I think just being able to get the ball up, we've been able to see that's working. The uncertainty of being able to handle the wind has been a great offensive strategy. The 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled back from Sean Roginski. No count. Top of the order, though, for the Little Giants, so we'll see the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, which means David Oliger will get to come back to the plate for possibly one last chance to extend his 11-game hitting streak. As Sean Roginski swings and lifts one into left field. Left fielder coming in, but Justin Dagas will be there to range out into short left field to make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, the wind's blowing hard enough today. Right there, kind of a little break in it. I think.
55, Jared Wolf.
Yeah, as it's starting to pick back up here. And so the wind just killed it. But, early in the game, a couple times it killed it. But since then, it's just been, carrying it every which way, no matter where it's hit.
And as you see, Trevor Ray sticking with those curveballs to Jared Wolf. And Wolf will ground it over to Van Winkle at first base, and he'll take it unassisted. So 3-U will score in that play. And as you might have heard, the Ollie, Ollie, Ollie chants for the first baseman senior, number 17, David Oliger.
Yeah, Oliger looking to extend his 11-game hitting streak.
Well, according to the stats today, he has extended his 11-game hitting streak. 1 for 2 as he grounds over to third base, and that's going to be a 5-3 to end the inning. So that'll be the 3rd out. We will move to the top of the 7th inning with the Little Giants just holding on to the lead, 8-6.
I've always been very curious. I've always been fearless, and I always wanted to try things. And I never had anybody telling me no here. Here at Wabash, I took classes that probably I would never have taken. It's an incredible place. It's a place where you get the space, the time to really first discover who you are and then explore knowledge, which once again, it's something that feeds my acting, because every role requires something that you just don't have within you. I think art is a way to give a voice to something, whether it's a story or a social issue, because storytelling is power. If the story doesn't have a positive message, I don't want to be part of it. the most important thing for me as an actor is to have a part that has a message and never puts down the humanity of any person or any character. So yeah, I think that the liberal education, that's a real liberal education. That's the beauty of Wabash, that you really don't know what you're gonna get until you're here. And the possibilities are infinite.
We're back here at Goodrich Ballpark. Jensen Kirch back on the mound as he throws his first pitch in there, and it's fouled back. One hop over the railroad tracks. So 0-1 here.
If we weren't so short-staffed in the press box today, we might have heard a little bit of a cake. He's going the distance because Jensen Kirch is trying to get a complete game.
And that one was outside. Another one outside. So 2-1 now. And this is Tyler Flaherty, the third baseman. Flaherty's 1 for 3 today. Make that 2 for 4. No. Wynn hung it up there, so Downing gets into it.
Just enough for Downing to snag that.
So 1 for 4. Let's make that 1 for 4.
That was a nice hit ball too. I mean, he squared that up, hit it right back up the middle. Can't ask for a whole lot more, especially coming out of your 6-hitter.
Yeah, Devin Van Winkle steps in now. 1 out. The Little Giants 2 outs away. That one inside on the inside corner for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's check swing and fouled off. So 0-2 now.
Hey Ryan, how do you say your last name? Carrots. Thank you.
0-2 now, and that one's check swinged out to right field. And, you know, playing deep out there. That was a check swing, and that ball carried about 3/4 of the way to the warning track.
Sean Rodzinski didn't really have to move for it, thankfully, but you could tell that he was sort of hesitant on it. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
We are.
Looks like it's going to be number 24, Stephen Moore.
Number 24, Stephen Moore.
Stephen Moore, a senior, hitting from the right side, throws from the right side. Listed position as outfield.
Yeah, and he will step in against Kirch as he represents the last hope here for the Battling Bishops. Moore this year has played in 8 games. He started 7, so, you know, there's a chance we might see him as that first pitch is in there for a strike. On the batting .393, another good hitter. He's got 1 home run, 3 doubles, and 4 RBIs.
Yeah, that's looks like good enough numbers to me to be in the starting lineup. I mean, but your left fielder's hitting .343 going into the day, your right fielder's hitting .400, and your center fielder's hitting .279. So, pretty strong squad of hitters for the Battling Bishops.
Yeah, that's something they don't lack at all. It looks like, I mean, if this is their number 1, they might pitch their number 1 in game 2. You never know how that works. We pitch Kirch because he typically throws a lot of pitches, and we pitch him in the 7-inning game because we want our number 1 guy to be able to go as long as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully we can get to our closer. But, you know, if this is their number 1 or number 2, Trevor Ray, done a good job today, really, except for that 1 inning. But
the thing that makes me think that he's probably not one of their top guys is the fact that he's appeared in 5 games but only started in 1 before today's game. So today being his only 2nd start of the year makes me think that it's the 13th game for the Ohio Wesleyan team. So I'm thinking he's probably a 3, maybe a 4, maybe he's making a spot start. I'm not entirely sure.
It's 2-2 here on the pinch hitter. And Kirch gets a ground ball down the third baseline. Zelenica deep in the hole on 1 hop onto Oliger, and that's the game. The Little Giants win 8-6.
And that's really good, just a really good
For
effort,
the
I think,
Bishops
from
in
the
the
Little
seventh,
Giants.
no runs, no hits,
You
no
know,
errors, nobody left on base.
coming out of the
score,
gate so early,
1-0.
going down 3 runs,
Game
you know,
one,
you wouldn't
Wabash
have
8, Ohio Wesleyan 6.
maybe not expected a turnaround like this to win 6-8, but it's I think a good team win for the guys. You know, all sides did their part. You know, defense bounced back from, you know, kind of a rough first inning there, and the stakes were going, especially in that 3rd inning. You know, a lot of hot hits. You know, a lot of screamers hit right at guys, and then, you know, can't ask for more. Jensen Kirch going 7 innings, throwing, you know, well over 100 pitches. You know, anytime you can save the bullpen as well.
Line score in game one for Wabash 8 runs, 11 hits.
For our technical
and 2
director,
errors.
Ryan Cairns,
Ohio
replay
Wesleyan, 6
director,
runs, 10
Ben
hits,
Kramer.
no errors. Winning pitcher, Jensen
Graphics
Kirch,
operator,
is
Adam
now
Phipps.
3-1. Losing pitcher, Trevor
And
Ray,
camera 1, Austin
is now
Myers.
2-2.
And camera 2, Toon Nguyen. We will sign off here after game 1. The Little Giants win. We will get you some stats here real quick.
We don't have any of that stuff showing up.
So the win for the Little Giants is for Jensen Kirch. Kirch moves to 3-1 now on the year. The loss goes to Trevor Ray. He also went 6 innings, so a complete game for him, I believe. And that is that is his first loss to the season, even with that 7.82 ERA. So 2-1 now for Ray. You know, you look at the Little Giants, it's like you can't really give a most valuable player of the game there. Just give it to the whole team for fighting back in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, like I was saying before, just a really good team win, I think. Really good momentum going into the next 3 games of this series, because this is one of the stronger teams in the conference. So the Little Giants are really going to have to be on their game for the next 3 if they want to get a series victory here, which would be very, very important to their conference hopes and just their general standings.
Yep. We will be back for game 2 here in about a half hour.